Back to the Beefy Boys Bud Club podcast. We're here doing our 20th episode.
Woohoo!
Woo woo!
Oh yeah!
20th
One more, and our podcast can get drunk legally. We're not breaking the law.
No more sneaking shots of liquor out of the cabinet, replacing it with water. Sorry,
Drinking
Vito, go ahead.
what you call it, Smirnoff Ice, but like by choice because
Ooh.
you like the way it tastes. It reminds you of Sprite.
I actually don't mind Smirnoff Ice because it doesn't taste like anything. I can just guzzle it.
Oh my god, there's so much sugar in it. Doesn't it give you the worst hangovers?
Well, I mean, I don't drink it normally, but like if
So do
someone
you
hands
guys
me
know
one,
about
I don't care.
how to get iced? You guys know about that?
No, yes, you've
crazy
explained
shit.
that to us.
By the
Yeah.
way, before we go much further,
probably-
I'm joined here by Christian.
What's that? Oh, dude.
Yeah, you forgot your own damn
Joe.
catchphrase.
Dude, I'm sorry.
I'm here too. Yo.
And
I'm a
Vito.
fucking mess.
The boys are in rough shape today. Vito's hair, it looks like he literally just rolled out of bed.
'Cause he
Christian
did.
sounds like he was up shouting all night and is hungover stage 5
Shout
right
it,
now.
shout it.
And
shout it
I'm getting
out
sick too,
loud.
so every time I laugh, I might start a coughing fit too.
Yeah, I'm sick right now.
See, I'm not
Joe's-
wasn't making that up.
Joe's sick.
Oh, boy.
I'm sick.
I'm
Vito's sick. We're the Sick Boys Bud Club for episode 20.
Sick boys, huh? You want to do the crack a beer, Vito?
I'm drinking coffee right now, but
Yeah, coffee and beer. We're recording extra early this week.
I
But whatever.
I basically did roll up out of bed, so I am having coffee and beer for breakfast.
I'm sitting outside Vito's house, like texting him, like, "Yo, I'm here. Hello, hello," and then I call him, he doesn't answer, and I'm like, "Oh boy." I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I think it's that one, and then he calls me back before I have to go, like, start knocking on doors. Like, where the
I
hell is
almost
he?
thought it was so automatic that I wasn't going to respond to you. And good thing is I responded to you because Vito didn't.
Yeah,
So that would have been a spooky phenomenon happening there.
Yeah,
I would have been a lot more. I would have been a lot more demanding if neither of you had responded, but you were so fast with it, and like I knew he would be awake. I was worried about you, but anyways.
Before you guys get too far into your beer here, so last night I met somebody, and the one thing, this is kind of like a sad fact of me. They meet me for the first time, and I have no idea who they are, and I've never seen them before in my life. They come up to me and they go, "Oh, I've seen just about every single video of you getting iced. You drink it the fastest I've ever seen anybody drinking ice." And I'm just like, wow, it's the fucking pride and joy of getting iced. Is
It's your like number one skill.
people
I
don't know
guess.
who I am, but they're fucking being shown my video of me having to slam an ice down. Anyway, talk about your guys' beer of the week. I can't have it still, but
Ready? We're gonna crack it.
oh
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. So this one comes to us from Pike's Brewing Company, right in the heart of Pike's Market. This is the Monk's Uncle, which is a Belgian Tripel. Fun purple can.
Belgian
Thoughts,
Chappelle.
Vito?
it tastes like the kind of beer my dad would drink.
Okay. I mean, it's a Tripel, so it's got a lot of sugar. So it's hella sweet and malty. Not like the IPAs I usually give you that are bitter as fuck.
Yeah,
But it's potent. You guys ever been to the Pike's Brewery?
it tastes like a beer.
Yeah.
Like
9% ABV, just
like
saying.
a cheap beer.
No, just like if you think of the concept of beer, this
Oh,
is it. You know,
It's, I mean, it's malt heavy as opposed to hops heavy, so it's got more of that German creamy sweetness than
Yeah.
the American sharp bitterness to it.
yeah, it feels like a standard beer, like not a light beer, like you were thinking, but more like just like
beer.
beer.
I mean, it's, yeah, like an ale, though. So, like, smooth, not like piss water. I would not say it tastes like a Budweiser. It's not nearly as bubbly.
No, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
hey.
No, like this
Piss water.
This
Let's
would be
ease
like,
on the Bud Light fucking shit talk.
This is like what
I
a
said Bud
standard
Heavy. I'm
beer
talking Bud Heavy.
flavor tastes like, but
Oh,
also
Bud
tasting
Heavy.
good.
Yeah, Bud Heavy tastes like shit.
Yeah,
Bud
no
Light is miles better, and then Bud Light Platinum is the shit.
You know, so you know how Budweiser brags about their Beechwood aging? Do you know what that actually means? Like how they do it?
It just sounds like they're soggy. Just sounds soggy.
Well, they want to imply that they're aging it in like beechwood barrels, but they're not. They're putting wood chips in there. So they can say that it's beechwood aged. I swear to God. Fun facts. Just like, I don't know why Bud Light is bragging about their ingredients because now everyone knows it's made with fucking rice, which is weird.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we put our nutritional facts on here, and it's like
No corn syrup, but definitely rice.
rice, water, and fucking
Yeah.
wheat. You're like, rice?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? But anyway,
This doesn't taste like sake.
you guys ever gotten drunk off of sake?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
terrible.
fucking great.
It's terrible.
It's great. It's like
It's great.
That's the sushi date experience
wait.
in your early
It's
20s,
great.
man.
have you ever gotten drunk off of it while it's warm?
Yes.
Okay, because like I could see how cold like wouldn't be that good, but like
Sake
I
cold is
like
a
the
lot.
taste.
It's easy to drink. It's just
I like warm sake
Depends on the sake.
because
Yeah.
it tastes good. It's smooth. It's calm. It's like it's like the drink to match the jacuzzi.
Oh,
I never thought of it that way, yeah.
the jacuzzi drink.
Like
Yeah.
at a Japanese bathhouse. Just
But it
drinking-
also like it makes you feel like you're
Oof,
like
getting
you
the
should be
beer
in a
burps already.
jacuzzi, or like how relaxed
see,
you
I
feel
love
in a jacuzzi,
I love
you know?
sake, but getting drunk on it is a bad idea.
I just like sitting at the sushi bar, getting some crazy shit. The hot sake. Rolling out of there. Hella
Is it a
drunk, man.
conveyor belt sushi bar?
No, fuck. I mean, like, no.
Dude, fuck that
Those
shit.
places are fucking gross.
Well, they're gross and they're fucking expensive.
Well, because,
you're
Yeah.
paying like way more than you would if you
$4
were
a
to just
plate,
like
yeah, I know.
go to Safeway and buy a pack of shitty
Well,
sushi that's
yes.
almost the same. It's about the same thing. California roll, same shit, cheaper price.
Yeah,
Well,
you know
yeah.
what California roll is made out
don't
of?
eat the California
Because I've seen it
rolls.
made.
It's a crab and cucumber.
No, it's
and-
imitation
Imitation
crab.
Well, imitation crab, yeah, of course.
Do you know what that's made out of? Do you know how they make it?
Probably fucking
You're never going to want to eat a
plastic.
I don't
sushi
remember.
California roll again.
Rubber.
They take a pollock, which is a fish that kind of looks like a cod. They put it into this big steel drum that essentially looks like a
mixer.
dryer,
Oh,
and they just churn it and churn it and churn it, and they add water till you end up with a paste.
that sounds like concrete.
And then basically that's what you're doing. You're making fish concrete.
Fish concrete.
Then they add the pink coloring to it.
Yeah.
That's how you make California rolls. And
Yeah, but
that's
then
like the
again-
good stuff, not like the stick. That's the
Vegans and all those
quality shit.
fucking PETA enthusiasts and assholes like that keep
Wait.
trying to take me off of hot dogs. I'm like, dude, I know hot dogs are fucking wild, but I'm wild too, and I'll have a hot dog.
So I do
That's
have to say
grinded
though,
with 3 different fucking
those fucking pita chips are really good, especially with that fucking
wrong PETA.
Yeah.
what really?
He was
PETA
talking
is-
PETA
I
about
was
not
talking about
eating
PETA,
animals.
like the animal-
And you're like, I like PETA chips.
The animal enthusiasts that euthanize animals.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's gonna be a fun one to
I thought you were doing one of those
Timestamp.
Christianisms of like another type of vegan.
like a soy
person
boy
who
or
really
whatever.
likes pita.
PETA boys.
But dude,
Yeah.
pita chips with the
PETA
fucking,
chips are rad.
What's that? What's
With
that? I
hummus.
forgot what the hummus is, but the
fucking
like,
Greek
the green
hummus and tzatziki
the,
and
the green hummus we have at Metmart that comes from Dreamland.
oh,
or not Dreamland,
fucking garlic hummus.
No, the
Like what brand
it
is
comes
it?
from DPI. I don't remember the brand,
I don't know.
Wait, how did we get here?
but it's like spicy.
We're talking about food.
yeah, it's like a spicy like
Hot dogs.
green something,
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
You'll have to show me this week.
but it's
I know.
really fucking good.
I know it's like
It sounds
mainstream
Like I
and
could just eat the fuck out of it
I
just by
love
itself,
fucking
but then
hummus.
mixing
Hummus
with
is-
pita chips, it's like
hummus is baller,
Hummus
man.
is the shit.
yeah.
I know it's like mainstream and trashy, but I love Sabra hummus.
This is gonna make my brother happy.
I used to like Sabra hummus, and then some after my mom was like a health nut, so she started making her own
Yeah.
hummus, and just having the dry hummus made into normal hummus, and it being like thick and like
Yeah.
savory. I can't go back.
My
to Sabra.
stepmom
They
makes
make
her own
the
hummus,
best
and it's
flavors
really
though.
fucking
They
good.
put the crazy shit in there, like pine nuts and all that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. Is the one with the pine nuts.
But that's what I'm saying is this other brand that we have that's like just
Jesus.
above the Sabra. All the way on the left, they have like a green chili or something.
Mm.
It's so fucking
That
good.
sounds pretty baller. Damn. I'm getting
Yeah, this is
hungry.
gonna make my brother happy, but he's got a coworker of his that he ordered hummus online from like your online shopping kind of deal, like Amazon Fresh or something like
Yeah.
that. He ordered it from something that you get groceries online. I don't know what it was, but he got it from there. but they shipped it to him, and it was like, I think it was like a 15, or probably like, I can't remember how much it was. It was like 15 pounds of hummus or some shit
Oh
like
wow.
that. But it was something like insane.
Was
But
it dry
my
hummus?
brother said that this guy had to eat hummus for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day
that's-
for a long time. And so he got a nickname. His name is Hummus J. And every time I'm putting away the hummus at work, just fucking cracks me up. I'm thinking about how much hummus that guy probably had to sift through and see. And so my brother told me to take a picture of our hummus wall and send it to him. So I sent him a picture of a bunch of hummus.
I got some more for you.
I was
bud.
like, tell Hummus J he can come here and get his fix. We always got the hummus. A fucking hummus, dude.
It's like that. Do you see that when that 40-pound tub of mac and cheese from Costco went viral, and then they sold out in like half an hour on
Yeah.
their website?
Yep.
All right, we're like 11 minutes in. Do we have
like-
something to talk about?
Hey, we don't have to have topics.
Hot dogs are rad, dude. I
do-
love the
I mean-
idea of like a good fucking hot dog, and I'm talking the even the cheap ones.
The Snake River Kobe beef ones you guys sell at the Met Mart, which is so absurd.
I don't know what the fuck those are.
They're like $15 hot dogs. They're
Oh,
made
no,
with
fuck
Kobe
that.
beef.
No.
It's
Oh, no.
totally
That's-
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's gonna be too soft of a hot dog. You know, you
What?
want your hot dog to have a nice little,
It has regular hot dog consistency.
like a
I've
nice
had
little
them.
pop.
Yeah.
You know, you want that when you take a bite out of a brat, you want that pop.
So you're talking like Oscar Mayer wieners, like who knows what animal this is from?
Yeah.
Perfectly
Those are
cylindrical.
fucking rad. Because if you're in a pinch and you're trying to stay alive and you live in an apartment on your own and you need food to live, boom. You pick up like a $1.99 pack of like 30 hot dogs and just have cold hot dogs. Or microwave them.
You don't even microwave them when the ends explode, like a exploding cigar in a cartoon. Yeah.
Or you get drunk and leave them in your microwave. Oh, I've had too many moments of that. Coming home to my apartment, leaving shredded cheese on the counter and like a tortilla and a hot dog in the middle of all of it, but not cooking it because I forgot about it and passed out.
A roommate who was bad, he would like toast bagels and then pass out drunk. So the next morning there'd just be a cold toasted bagel in the toaster. God
You see,
damn it.
I'd always clean up my mess. So I didn't leave my fucking hot dog quesadilla mess anywhere. I always woke up and cleaned it. But the sight of it in the morning makes me want to vomit. Just hot dog on top of shredded cheese on top of a quesadilla. And I'm like, what was I going to
God
do
damn,
with
you always
this?
make me hungry. Hungry. And speaking of hungry, the Bills are hungry for some help at wide receiver.
Yikes. What a situation, dude. Can you believe that?
Vito, did you hear this story?
I think maybe.
I might have mentioned it to Vito,
So,
but
Antonio
Oh,
Brown.
you know what? I heard about it at work from one of our coworkers in like grocery or something.
AKA
Who-
probably me talking to somebody in grocery. But
No, they were talking to me because they wanted to know what I think, and I was like, I don't know sports, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll talk to Christian.
Yeah, so Antonio Brown got traded to the Buffalo Bills. And, you know, naturally when trades happen, that's a blockbuster trade too. Because Antonio Brown is considered to be one of the best wide receivers in the league. And if not the best sometimes. You know, there's a lot of great receivers out
Certainly
there
in
right
like
now.
the top three.
But he's in the top 3 of consistency. The guy is always putting up a touchdown a game or 100 yards, you know, just about average, unless he's playing the Browns. Then he gets like one reception for like 12 yards and I lose fantasy. But so he got traded to the Bills. And the Bills right now are just kind of like, they're in limbo because they could be a great team and they were kind of building up to be a great team. But then they traded their star quarterback away. And they traded him to the Browns.
Tyrod Taylor was not a star quarterback.
Tyrod Taylor could have developed to become a star quarterback.
He was already 30-something, but that's a tangent. Let's.
That's a whole different story because I thought T-Mobile was dope. I like T-Mobile.
Is that Jesus?
That was his nickname, T-Mobile. But anyway, so now they have a new quarterback there from Wyoming. His name is Josh Allen. The guy can throw a football 75 yards without having any effort.
You checking your invisible watch, Joe?
I got like this bug bite or something on my arm, and it's freaking me out.
It's probably bed sores.
Bed sores. I don't lay down enough. It's on my wrist. Maybe it's either ingrown hair or mosquito bite, but it's itchy as fuck. So I think
Probably
it's a mosquito
an
bite.
ingrown hair because there's no mosquitoes right now. It's
I don't
fucking
know.
30 degrees outside.
No, it's 55 degrees outside right now.
Okay, well I'm just cold then.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Cold AF.
Cold like Buffalo. So speaking of cold, Antonio Brown says, and this is in quotations, "I'm not freezing my ass off to go 3-13." That's a brutal statement. I mean, I get it. The team's in shambles, but I just find it. Oh my.
We're good. I'm just gonna go ahead and mute the laptop so my phone calls don't come through over there anymore.
But I thought it was bizarre how the situation was handled. Like, obviously, if you're an organization and you see Antonio Brown do something like that,
It's just
nobody wants him. Nobody wants him.
it's so weird. Like at first I'm like, wait, he vetoed the trade? Does he have a no trade clause? How is this happening? I was like, oh no, he doesn't. He just made it clear he wasn't gonna play.
He just
for
wasn't
them.
going to play.
They were like, lol, nah. And now he goes to the Raiders for a 3rd round pick and a 5th round pick. That's absurd.
That's absurd.
That's absurd.
Absurd. Any team
Amari
could have done
Cooper
that.
was worth a 1st round pick. Amari
now-
Cooper isn't even in the top 20 best receivers.
Yeah, and then now you think about it, you could have had Amari Cooper and Antonio Brown, but they're gone. So
The Raiders now have 3.
Martavius Bryant is going to be gone too.
The Raiders have 3 first round picks.
They
And
have
now they
Jordy
have
Nelson,
Antonio
so
Brown.
they're all good.
Jordy Nelson's 100 years
I'm
old.
kidding.
Is that a shout
Jordy
out for your
Nelson
dad?
fucking sucks. Or he sucks now. He was great in his prime, but once he left GB, everybody knew
I
it was
just
going
can't.
to be
It's
terrible.
like everyone knows that John Gruden is way too old and he's way out of the game. But like somehow he's just lucking into like, is everyone in the NFL a fucking idiot?
I'm
Like,
not giving up on Gruden.
are you kidding
yet.
me? They couldn't get a 2nd round pick for Antonio Brown.
I'm not giving up on Gruden yet, but you know what really pissed me off was them giving up on Jack Del Rio. I think giving up on Jack Del Rio kind of fucked the Raiders organization more than they would have liked it to.
I think all of these moves are just because they're about to move to Los Angeles and they need star power to attract new people. And John Gruden has a big name, so
Well, they're
does
moving to
Antonio Brown.
Vegas.
That's what I said. What did I say? Angeles? Los Angeles? I meant Vegas.
Raiders are LA, right?
No, Oakland.
Oakland. They used to be LA in the 90s.
LA has the Chargers, the Chargers now and the Rams.
Yep.
And LA is the worst football city in the country.
Yeah.
It's up, but they need a team. It's the 2nd largest city in the U.S.
So
it was
LA
absurd
yeah, but they don't
that
need
they didn't have a
two
team.
fucking teams.
Again, 2nd largest city in the United States.
Especially when
They have 2 teams in every sport. except
Especially when
hockey.
San Antonio Crusaders in the AAF are drawing a bigger home crowd than fucking LA Chargers.
Yeah, well,
and the Chargers went into the playoffs.
That was a weird choice. That was a weird choice.
That was a weird choice. So
They
dumb.
draw more fucking away fans than
That
they do
was
home
so
fans, man.
dumb. I cannot believe that San Diego.
You got to give it time.
Can't believe it. No, I don't want to give it time.
gotta
They
give
need to
it
go
time.
back to San Diego. It's fucking
I mean,
bullshit.
it was weird.
Eric
They have the
Weddle.
fleet now.
Eric Weddle. So he goes on. So he's a free agent. One of the best safeties in the league. And
Also, very old.
he's old, but they didn't franchise tag him, you know? And another notable not franchise tag person is Landon Collins. And I think the Seahawks should pursue him.
I
with
did
a
you see these
passion.
news stories that it seems not unlikely the Seahawks might re-sign Earl Thomas?
Fuck that. I don't want Earl Thomas back here.
It's just weird. I understand not wanting to franchise Landon Collins because apparently when news reports were coming out that they were going to franchise tag him, he basically told him to fuck off and he like cleaned out his locker and he's like, I'm not going to play for you if you franchise tag me. So then Dave Gettleman was like, all right, fuck you, and they cut him. But like, there's so many safeties available. I don't know. Teams are being so stupid. NFL
Yeah.
teams are bad. All right, the middle
Honey
of the field.
Badger's available. HaHa Clinton Dix is available. Landon Collins.
Landon Collins is available. Are you laughing
Clinton
at?
Dix.
His first name is HaHa.
Yeah, one of the bizarro
Like, I just
worlds.
feel like teams are being so stupid right now. Like, Antonio Brown only gets a 3rd round pick. Landon Collins, like, yeah, okay, his coverage skills are suspect. He's guaranteed 100 tackles every season. Just play him as an undersized linebacker then if you're worried he can't play deep as a safety, all right? That's
he could
fine.
play. I think he could play. I think he'd be a great linebacker.
Right? Exactly. And then the other news story that keeps coming out, well, first of all, the Cardinals are a fucking disaster. But now they're going to draft Kyler Murray #1 overall.
Yeah,
And they're
do
shopping Josh Rosen. And apparently they want a 3rd round pick and no one wants to give it to them. Are you kidding me? The guy was a top 10 pick a year ago. If the Giants, just give him your 3rd round pick right now. Why the fuck not?
Do you really want Josh Rosen on your team?
again, the Cardinals were an epic disaster last year. Look at how bad Jared Goff looked after
Giants
a year.
are going to go for Dwayne Haskins.
He's not going to make it to 6. That's
Are you
the
sure
thing.
about that?
No, because I know I've seen the mock drafts, I've seen the player rankings. It doesn't matter. The top 2 quarterbacks always go in the top 5. It doesn't matter how good they are.
Kyler Murray is going to he's going
number 1, and then someone's going to jump ahead of the Giants to take Dwayne Haskins 2 or 3.
No,
it happens
Nick
every
Bosa's,
year.
Nick Bosa's going to be
it
second.
happens every year, though.
Nick Bosa will be second pick.
It doesn't matter. Some NFL team, some owner is going to be like, we need a quarterback. Give us Dwayne Haskins,
What
and they're going
pisses
to
me off
leapfrog him.
is the 49ers are going to get Nick Bosa.
I'm telling you. Well,
And
yeah,
their
probably.
defensive line is their record may have been shit last year because their offense kind of sucks. But I mean, their offense kind of sucks, but they put up like almost 1,000 yards in 2 games against the Seahawks. Anyway, that's a whole different story. Rivalry game, I'll just say that.
George Kittle's a beast, man.
Kittle
you guys need
Kittle's
safeties.
awesome.
So Landon Collins, Earl Thomas, sign in the NFC West.
Kittle's awesome, and I think one of the reasons why the Seahawks give up so much fucking yardage to good tight ends is because nobody covers them. If you watch Seahawks,
Because you don't have safeties.
If you watch the Seahawks, like even when we had Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor in the backfield, not one fucking person in the backfield would cover a tight end. Not one of them. You have fucking what's his name from Atlanta? I think his name is Hooper.
Austin Hooper.
Austin
Yeah.
Hooper.
That
Put
is
up
one
like 80
game that blew
yards
up,
here
yeah.
in Seattle in 2 plays. It was like 2 receptions, 87 yards, and a touchdown.
Missing Earl Thomas, man.
And that was
That's
Earl
what I'm
Thomas's
saying.
job.
That's why I'm saying the NFL teams are stupid because like I know like the tight end, there's not nearly as many like uber athletes at that position as there were 10 years ago. But like Gronk's still kicking around and George Kittle is a fucking beast and like NFL teams just don't think they have to spend money on tight ends. Meanwhile, like what's his name? Drew Brees has a 90% completion rate over the middle of the fucking field. Like just put someone there to stop it from happening, you know?
And another position I don't want to, or a position that I think is underrated, and I think that every team is kind of pulling away from, is a fullback position. I think having a fullback is extremely important
most
to
teams
be
don't
in a
even run one,
dynamic
though.
offense. Especially if you have a mobile quarterback, you need to have that guy who's always there for the blocking or for the dump off. Especially when Russell Wilson tries to just throw the fucking ball around and he doesn't throw it out of bounds for some reason. He throws it to like the middle of the field or like 5 yards away from him, right to a defender. It's like, have a fucking fullback there to be that extra block. And they tried it with Trey Madden, but then they just gave up. They're like, we're going to run no more fullbacks. But remember when Marcellus Reese was here in town, when he was playing for the Seahawks, dude, the fucking run game exploded. It changed. But then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, his season's here, and it's gone, and he's done. Fuck him. We're not going to sign another fullback. We're just
That's a dying position, though.
We're just going to put a 200-pound running back in there at fullback who doesn't know what he's really.
You can have a
there
tight
for.
end basically fill in all those spots anyway. Look at the Rams; they have the most efficient run offense in the league. They don't even carry a fullback on their team because it's all about play action and disguising what you're trying to do.
Most efficient run offense in the league until it comes to playoff time.
Don't worry about the playoffs. All right, I guarantee you that I'm telling you, Todd Gurley had some fucking injury, or Sean McVay got punched in the head and forgot how to be a coach. Something fucking weird happened in that.
Yeah, he
game,
got
right?
out-coached.
Yeah,
It was
because,
starting
again,
to develop that people are learning his game.
No one's smarter than Brady and Belichick, man.
The second
the
second people learn a new coach's game is the second you realize, shit, this guy is just a regular old coach because people know his game now.
He's not Belichick.
The reason he's not Belichick, Belichick is a fucking dude. He's the greatest coach of all time.
Yes,
and
agreed.
He's a fucking genius, and there's no way that Sean McVay was going to win that Super Bowl. I called it. I said there is no way, Jose, that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that tangent and shit. I think Seahawks should get Landon Collins on the horn and bring him over. And I know that Frank Clark was put on franchise tag, and everybody's pretty excited about that. And I also think that the Seahawks should go for Taylor Rapp in the draft if he doesn't get swooped up first, or if Byron Murphy somehow, some way, is still alive late in the draft. Seahawks need to go for Byron Murphy because that would be insane.
What pick do you guys have? Like, were you in the playoffs last year? Yeah, so you're in the 20s somewhere.
Yep, 26.
Not great. Did you see the Olivier Vernon trade, by the way?
I didn't. Oh wait, is that for wait?
Giants Browns. Olivier Vernon
Yeah.
for
I
Kevin
saw that.
Zeitler
I
or
saw
whatever.
that. Yep.
Good
Dude,
call.
the Browns.
Olivier Vernon was one of those Jerry Reese signings when they were like, he was worried about his job, so he just dropped like, so much money. And actually, he had 3 big signings that offseason. Damon Harrison, who's on the Lions now, Olivier Vernon, who's on the Browns now, and Janoris Jenkins is the last man standing. And then that was also the year they drafted Landon Collins. They traded up to the number 1 pick in the second round to draft him, and now he's gone. So they've not retained basically any talent. They have not drafted any good players since Odell Beckham in 2014.
Dude, the Browns are going to the playoffs. You heard it here first.
Well, the NFC North is a disaster.
Dude, do you mean AFC?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, this beer's hitting me. hitting me.
But so one thing that was funny was I saw that Eric Weddle went non-franchise tagged for Baltimore. So I post, like the second I saw that, I posted on Facebook. I go, he's going to the Rams. 2 days later, I go into the break room, I sit down, I pull up Facebook, ESPN, Eric Weddle signs a 2-year deal with the Los Angeles Rams. I just sat there in the chair and just laughed.
That's so funny.
I was like, how the fuck does this happen? How do they have this budget to sign all these, superstar? He's a superstar.
Well,
he may not be the athlete he was, 5-6 years ago, but he's still a great fucking safety.
a lot of those guys they had were on 1-year deals, so like...
Yeah, but dude, the budget for their...
Dominic Sue's gone. You know?
Dude, Sue got paid. All these guys are getting paid.
I know.
Then they're going to have to deal with fucking shithead Marcus Peters, who I think can't... I don't think he's a good cornerback, but he's painted out to be apparently one of the elite cornerbacks, even though he can't cover shit. He can't cover anything. Watch the Rams in the playoffs and watch that backfield crumble. If Dallas was able to just work the shit out of that backfield, guess what? Your superstar, all-star backfield team fucking sucks. Your linebacker core fucking sucks. Your defensive line is all your money, and it's terrific. And, obviously Aaron Donald is probably the second best player in the league.
Number 1. Who's number 1?
Tom Brady, are you fucking crazy?
Okay, that's fair, but he's like 41.
Doesn't matter.
He's too old.
Dude, he's still the greatest player in the league. But Aaron Donald, absolutely insane. That guy is a fucking freak.
Drafted 1 pick after Odell Beckham. We could have had him, but I like Odell.
That sucks.
Whatever. I like
I would
Odell.
rather have Aaron Donald over Odell. Anyway, oh fuck. That brings me to my next point.
Death.
Yeah, if you're
The brink of death.
if you're on the brink of death, so is your PlayStation. If you're not Anthem.
Fuck. Sorry, Vito. Go ahead.
No worries.
Damn it.
Vito is still here. He didn't leave.
Yeah, Vito was just he was sponging he's sponging our football talk. He's trying to get it all soaked up so he can remember it.
I want to give my sisters a shout out right now. Did you guys listen? You listen to the first episode of the Dear Feet podcast? Give them a listen. They're
I did.
fun.
I did.
On the second episode, they gave us like a real shout out, and they said the amount of knowledge that these guys have, they're convinced that I've played literally every video game ever. Because whenever you guys mention one, not only have I heard of it, I can pinpoint a specific part from it. And like they're also surprised like our sports knowledge, just like football players' names and stats, we just know them. And
We
I'm
haven't
like,
even gotten into baseball yet. We haven't even gotten into fucking Stanley Cup playoffs yet. We've got a lot of sports, folks.
sports. All right. Yes, but yes, Anthem is
So
killing
yeah, Vito,
PlayStations.
here's a video game we've been talking about the last few weeks. Obviously, a game that I'm avoiding with, like the plague. And so I don't know what is going on with the situation that you're talking about. I have no idea what
You didn't see this story?
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
so apparently, after their most recent patch, they people had gotten some sort of bug where the PlayStation would cut its own power because of something that happened in the game.
But it was only if you were playing Anthem, correct?
Yes.
So the PS4 worked
And then
after
yeah.
Oh,
it
no.
shut down.
It would hard reset. Like I don't know.
So-
You're not a
So
PS4.
it's like unplugging your Xbox from its power source and plugging it back in. Essentially, that's
Essentially,
what it's
yeah.
doing.
Right. Does the Xbox
And-
get really mad and force you to like check the hard drive for errors when you do that and then yell at you like you did not turn us off properly? Because that's what was happening.
No.
Yeah, so
Xbox One
in
never
order
has
to get your
problems like that.
PlayStation back in working order, you needed to boot it up into safe mode, which is like a thing most PC gamers probably know because PC gamers tend to know more. But the whole like, well, no, but the
PC Master Race.
No,
No,
but like
he's not wrong.
the whole like 90% of the reason to get a console is because you don't want to deal with all the extra stuff.
You have to deal with like video card drivers or like
Yeah, no. Well, I mean,
parsing
there's
specs.
so much
you
more.
want to just buy something that's plug and play. You know?
Yep,
Exactly.
That's me.
And so that's
100%.
why I think it's been another like a huge problem for them. Is not just because it happened, but because it happened on a console.
But even then, like that wasn't helping everyone. Like there were people who couldn't even boot it into safe mode. Like it was corrupting hard drives. It was
so
crazy.
fucked.
They've been offering no questions asked refunds, which is something they never do.
Yeah.
Like generally the refund policy for the PlayStation Network is if you've played the game at all, you don't get a refund. They're offering no questions asked refunds on this shit right now.
yeah.
That's bad.
So I've also
I know.
heard that,
and that's like that was
one
going to
of
be
the-
their like new series too,
Yeah.
like their new big game.
so one of the new theories on why it may have happened is because the developers had access to like deeper code in like the PlayStation in order to actually like be able to get the most out of the system for their game. And so they fucked up some sort of the code that was like in that deeper system, and so usually other developers who would have come up with a similar problem, it would have just crashed the game, not the console.
Right.
But because they have access to the like more of the console,
Dude, that
system,
sucks.
Yeah.
My understanding was, so this game is a resource hog. It is not well optimized. Even if you're running it on a top-end PC, like it's going to turn your cooling system on full blast. And PlayStations already have an overheating problem because they went really cheap with their thermal paste.
Yeah.
So it's basically melting PlayStations from the inside out.
Holy fuck.
So for some reason, the thermal
How's
checks
this
are
shit
not
not-
activating
So
and
How's
turning
this shit
it off.
not happening
I
on
actually-
like Xbox too? Like,
Because,
if
well,
they just-
Xbox doesn't have the overheating problems that like first run PlayStations have. Because again, they went hella cheap on their thermal paste.
So I haven't actually heard of anything about any actual hardware problems. I've only heard that
it's bricking systems.
Well, no, it's not.
It is.
From what I've heard, it's not actually breaking the system.
Like I've heard, like the booting in safe mode works most of the time, but for some people, it's just dead. You can't even boot it in safe mode.
maybe older PlayStations, probably.
Maybe.
Probably
With
something
the
like
half
that.
step of the PS Pro or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just kind of like, how does that update go through on PlayStation, but it doesn't do the same thing on Xbox? Sorry, I'm not smart when it comes to consoles and all that
like
shit.
he was saying, it's just because the hardware difference.
It has to do with the hardware.
Hardware difference.
Yeah.
That sucks. Get an Xbox.
Or a PC, and then you don't have any of those problems. But
Or a PC. Yeah, best thing about my One X, never had a problem with it. My Xbox One, never had a problem with it.
Thinking about getting an Xbox.
Xbox 360, I had the Red Rings of Death once in like 2007, and then I gave it to like one of my brother's friends who fixed it for like $20, and I still have that thing plugged in at my dad's house with Black Ops 2 in there.
Jesus Christ.
And it's been ran. It has been ran. I have like almost like probably like 2 weeks
Have you guys seen?
played on Black Ops.
That's it?
2. Well, 2 weeks on a Call of Duty game in 1 year is a lot of fucking gameplay.
I've currently got 21 days of played time on one character in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but this is Final Fantasy
Yeah, look
compared
at
to.
those pins
Okay,
there,
I mean, if
man.
you want to talk long gameplay,
Wait, before
let's talk Fallout and shit.
before we
like,
start
'cause-
show our dicks about fucking playtime in a video game.
Yeah, I got more playtime
Oh my
over
god,
here.
Vito, you're pinning so hard on that fucking.
I just like shit talking to the
I
floor.
know. That's funny.
Have you guys seen this rumor about the new Xbox, the discless? I'm saying discless.
Dickless.
discless
Man,
Xbox
what's
One
the
S.
acronym for this one? Isn't it the X-Bones or something?
That's the Xbox One. That's why they called it the Xbox One X, so that the acronym would become Xbox. That was intentional.
No. But
You're talking about the discless one?
Yeah, the
it doesn't
discless
have one. It has some ridiculously absurd name, but the rumor is it's going to cost less than a Switch, so we're talking like $229.
Wow. And
So I might
it's
buy
all
one.
digital?
All digital.
That's
yep.
a terrific idea.
I know.
Terrific idea.
I know.
oh yeah,
Because
Okay,
like
so-
I feel like I'm like the perfect Game Pass consumer, you know? Because I play a lot of games, but like I often pay full price for them. So if there's a service where I can pay $15 a month and get access to a bajillion new games all the time, like fucking Anthem's on Game Pass,
Yeah.
you know?
So
is the-
Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
so-
play all those.
So I have heard a lot about Microsoft recently, which is that they're moving heavily towards digital because it's more profitable for the developers and for them.
It's just a better
Well, remember
idea.
they wanted to make.
Put
And they're
GameStop out
also-
of business. Fuck GameStop.
They're also
Just so reliant on them for hardware sales. That's the problem.
they're also combining with Nintendo, and
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
yeah, and so Microsoft is pushing more towards instead of being the box under the TV, they're pushing more towards the
Dog's barking on our end. Don't worry about it.
Buy your dog a
like
t-shirt.
they're pushing more towards being the system from where you get the
The
games.
infrastructure. Yeah, did you see this, by the way? Xbox Live is going to be available on Nintendo Switch.
and PC.
Yeah.
So Xbox only games are now going to be available on PC and Nintendo
How
Wow.
crazy is that?
That's
because
fucking
now they're
crazy.
trying to sell the service over being like the box under.
Because they realize that's how they make more money. That's
That's-
also
yep.
that's also the idea of the half-step console. That's why the PS4 Pro and the whatever you call it, 1X exists, because they want more of like the iPhone model where you buy a new one every 2 years instead of waiting like 7 for the new one to come out. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, I won't be buying a new Xbox for a long time.
But you have an X, don't you?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't need to.
Well, if they released like the XX or whatever in 18 months,
No. No. I
Whatever.
don't need 3
We'll
Xbox
see.
Ones.
we'll see.
I
I'll
mean-
buy one from you.
Because I was gonna
Kinda
give
want
one.
one,
I was gonna give one to
honestly.
my brother, but my dad bought one. I was like, oh sweet, I have a free Xbox.
Does your dad live with your brother?
No.
Oh.
No, my brother lives on his own. My dad lives over there in Green Lake. But my dad wants to be able to play his fucking South Park RPGs.
That game's fun.
Dude,
So I'm like,
so guess
sure.
what?
I'm like, Dad, go ahead and keep go ahead and keep the Xbox. I'm like, fuck it. I don't need it here. I don't need to take it with me. Just keep the Xbox. And he bought it from me for $150.
Oh, that's
which
pretty. That's
I was like, Jesus, fuck.
like an original Xbox
Like
One.
an original Xbox One.
Fleece that motherfucker,
But
man.
it's
Get that thing used for like $100.
it's in like, I mean, it was in my hand, so it's in perfect condition.
That's fair.
And I really treated that thing like a fucking baby. And so he's got a good Xbox. But the problem is he doesn't know how to not log in on my fucking account.
You gotta just.
So I'll be
like,
in the middle of a
format
game.
the hard drive, man.
I'll be in the middle of a blackout game. It'd be like top 15.
Yeah.
I get yanked. I just get fucking swiped, and they're like, "Sorry, you logged into a different console."
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's really funny.
"Oh my god!" And then I'll text my dad. I'm like, "The fuck?
Stop it!
I'm
Stop
like,
it!
Why aren't you on your own account logging in yet?" And he just goes, "I just wanted to watch a movie. I didn't think it was going to do anything."
I think
I'm
I
like,
created a PlayStation account specifically for Aura because when I was gone for 3 months and I set up the PS3 for her, I'm like, I really don't want to get booted every time she's trying to watch like Community or whatever. So just click this button. Okay, everything's good. You had a
So-
point, Vito.
Yeah, so you know what this means for me is I get to finally play Halo games past Halo 1 on the PC.
I
I was
thought you were
thinking
gonna say you're
about
gonna buy
buying
a
the
Nintendo Switch.
Master Chief collection.
I hear they fixed all the fucking bugs in it.
That's
cool.
why I've been thinking about getting it, just because I want to be able to play 1 through 4.
Is the
Dude,
Division
I'm
2
totally
out
gonna
yet?
get that shit if it's still available on when they release it for PC with everything.
I think
with
it's
the
like
doing.
$20 right now. It's hard for me to spend money on video games right now, just
Yeah.
because I just haven't had any time to play, and it's sad.
I feel you, man.
It's
I
a
dropped-
fucking bummer.
I dropped $100 on that Kingdom Hearts Mega Pack, and it's the only thing I've been playing for 6 weeks, and I have way less video game time.
I dropped
now, so
$100 or $110 on Red Dead Redemption, and I'm on fucking chapter 4.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least it's
hard
like
to get
it's like a
time.
fine wine for me. It's like when I play it, it's aging more and more, but the more I play it, the more I enjoy it, and it's nice that I'm not rushing through it because I feel like I get more of the story if
Yeah.
I'm not just barging through. You know, I realize who I like, who I don't like. I think Micah's a piece of shit.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it's funny because I was playing. So do you remember in chapter 3 when you go into town and you have to fight, or you're meeting up with the Braithwaites, and it's like you get set up and they shoot the Irish dude in the head.
the end of chapter 3.
Yep,
yeah.
and the
Sean,
whole
poor
town
Sean.
like. So I just realized I was like trying to kill, and then Micah fucking dies, and the mission fails. And it's like Micah has died.
That's like a meme.
I'm like,
that's
why
like a meme
do I
on the
give
Reddit.
2 flying fucks
Exactly.
if Micah is 6
Yeah.
feet underground?
No, it's like a meme on the Reddit. It's the mission failed. Micah has died. It's like this feels like a win to me.
Yeah, what's the problem with that? But no, it like ended my mission because he
but the
died,
checkpoints
and I was
are
like, why is
checkpoints
this
so
happening?
frequently. It's
Yeah.
really not that bad.
I almost felt like hitting up Rockstar
so
and being
frequently.
like, can we just
Kill
come
Micah?
together as a whole and just kill Micah?
The one that drove me crazy was there's a stealth mission in Saint Denis that I just kept failing. It was the stealth missions in that game. are
Stealth
bad.
missions are hard in that game.
bad.
But anyway, so everybody knows my progress on that game is slow.
Glacial?
It's a slow burner for me.
Before you
but
get into
I
this-
just got into
I
Saint
have already
Denis.
beat the game.
I know. I beat the
just
game
got into Saint
before
Denis.
December 1st. For Christ's sake.
Yeah, I got into the big city, Saint Denis.
Have you got to see like the fucking vaudeville show yet? Because that's really fun.
No, I went into the bar to keep playing missions, and it just seemed like the game kind of shorted out. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed, and ended up going to bed at 6:15 in the morning. So I was like, but I was
There are
like,
times when it's like it intentionally gates you, so it's like there's no new mission yet. Just go do anything.
yeah, it's like I walked in because it was like, oh, because Dutch is like, go into the bar because they didn't tell me anything. Maybe you can figure it out. And then it's like, go to the bartender. So I go to the bartender, and you call for a drink, and he's like, I'll be right with you. And then nothing. I sat there for like 10 minutes waiting for this piece of shit to come over. And I was like, fuck, the game shorted out on me. I need to go to bed. And then I turned off the Xbox, laid in bed, and stayed awake until 6:15 and wanted to die. I was so sick. But anyway, I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited Chapter 3 is over because that honestly is probably the reason why my...
What, really? You didn't like Chapter 3?
No, Chapter 3 sucked.
I like
and
Chapter 3.
I realized that people who don't like the game, as of now, people who don't like it, played it and don't like it, is probably because of Chapter 3.
Well, Chapter 2 is all like tutorials. Like you don't even learn how to fucking fish till like the second to last mission in Chapter 2. And then Chapter 3 is like really like picking up the story. That's when you start to realize that maybe Dutch isn't as smart as he thinks he is.
No, Dutch is
Spoilers,
fucking
I guess.
dumb.
Whatever, this game's 6 months old.
He's dumb.
And then like Chapter 4...
John Marston is less of a shithead in Chapter 3, though. But then you realize
I'm
that
just gonna warn
Hosea... You realize that Hosea is not as smart as he thinks he is, too. You're just kind of like,
Right,
fuck.
exactly,
Arthur
neither
is
of them
like the
are.
only one. Arthur, Lenny, and...
Charles.
A few other ones have.
I mean, the ladies are all fine.
Well,
Karen's
the ladies
fun.
are fine, but I mean, there's like only 4 of the guys that have like a brain.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just kind of like, oh, like this is gonna work and this is gonna make us money. Let's do this. Like Bill Williamson is a fucking dipshit,
Yep.
and Micah is dumb.
Yup.
It's crazy. But then
Just wait,
again,
just wait,
you
just wait.
handle a lot of those guys in Red Dead Redemption, which is kind of satisfying, but you don't get to kill Micah in Red Dead Redemption, which sucks.
I would
but that
sug-
means that he's probably going to die in this game because he wasn't in the first one. So I'm like, hey, that's probably going to happen. I'm waiting for it. But you know what? I'm going to play it. I'm going to beat it. It's going to take me a while.
Yeah, I would suggest just trying to mainline the story at this point. Because like after Chapter 4, shit goes crazy and the whole tone of the whole thing
I'm assuming that
changes.
once you beat it, you can't go into free roam play.
You can.
can.
Oh, okay. But it's probably going to be... see, I already know what's going to happen without playing
Well,
it
you
or
played
hearing
the first
spoilers.
one,
Yes.
so you kind of know how these games work.
Well, I know that. But I also know how the end of this one is going to go without me really having any spoilers. I mean, my prediction, I mean, everybody's played it already. Everybody's beat it. My prediction is Arthur has two choices. He either rides off in the sunset like a fucking cowboy and you never see him again, or he gets fucking killed. And I'm gearing up for either one of those, and I'm going to be very upset.
I mean, you played the first game, and there's never any mention of Arthur Morgan in the entire fucking game.
Yeah.
So.
But the sad thing is John Marston in the first game is not a piece of shit.
Apparently, Uncle's in the first game, which I didn't remember at all till I watched the recap video.
Huh.
I think he's like always just around being Uncle.
But anyway, I love the game. It's a terrific game.
Yep. I was kind of disappointed with a few story points, like main story points, but I'm not going to go into it until after you beat it because spoilers.
Right.
But
we'll have to have a spoiler cast once you beat it.
Once you beat it, we'll definitely have to have a spoiler
profound moments towards the
Yeah,
end.
because there's two ways that I think the end of the game is going to go, and I think it's either one that I just said. So I'm bracing for it, which sucks because I don't want to play the game with any other character in free roam.
I know, right?
But anywho,
Vito, did you play like all the side missions and shit? Did you get
No.
the scene where John Marston is on the train platform with the nun from Saint Denis? Because it's a very profound, sad moment.
No.
No? Okay.
I was I got a scene where I was at the train station with the nun.
Right. Oh, did I say John Marston? I meant Arthur Morgan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah, I got that scene.
Very profound.
I think that's one of the scenes you get if you play as a good guy.
Well, it varies. I think it's just either the nun or it's the Reverend Swarsden or whatever from camp.
Right, yeah. And but I also think you get slightly different. Like,
Does
dialogue.
anyone play as a bad guy in that game?
who?
Do you have good honor or bad honor in the main story?
I'm playing it with good honor
Yeah, does
first,
anyone
and then
play
I'm going
with
to
bad honor?
I'm
That's what
going
I'm
to replay it
saying.
with bad honor.
One of my
That's what I did with Red Dead Redemption 1.
One of my friends just goes around robbing people and
It's
shit
just
all the
too
time.
easy to get good honor. Like you complete a mission and you get good honor like
Yeah.
every time.
I usually go to those little campfires, like when you see the smoke. I usually go there and just throw a Molotov at whoever's there and burn everybody alive.
Well, I feel like I go to those and I'm like, but they're always dicks. It's like, get out of here. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
I'm
are.
just
And then
hanging
they
out with you
stand
at your
up-
campfire.
They
And then they
stand
start
up and they
shooting you.
start grabbing. They start reaching for their pistol, and I just throw a Molotov
You
at
didn't
them.
do
and listen to them
anything.
scream.
Yep.
My favorite one was some guys were trying to open a safe and they're like, well, how should we do it? What about the dynamite? And then it blew up in their hands.
See, I love the natural shit like that where the
Yeah.
people get kicked by horses.
Yeah.
Like they just die because their horse kicks them.
Yeah.
That's some funny shit. Okay, so Joe, you mentioned your sister's podcast, and I listened to episode 1, and I thought it was funny and bold that they opened up their podcast of a story of her shitting her pants because of Saw and all that whole.
Well, I think she
conundrum.
had food poisoning or something.
Well, it was
but
food
yeah.
poisoning, but she said that the movie was scary. She didn't want to go to the bathroom alone. She ended up shitting her pants. I think that was hilarious. That right there in itself is a fucking ballsy move.
Bold
And,
move for episode 1 to
yeah,
tell that
bold
story on
move.
episode 1.
We didn't
That's what
even
I told
open up
her.
with a story like that. We're a bunch of grodes. But anyway, I was listening and they were talking about movies. And they were talking about Oscar movies
Yeah.
for Best Pictures, and I just watched Oscar nominated Best Pictures, A Star Is Born, and Haley hated it.
Really?
Yeah, she said the movie sucked. Didn't like the music, didn't like the characters, didn't like the story. Thought it was directed weird, and so I was like, interesting, because I thought it was a great movie. I thought the music was great, but I don't think the ending was. They didn't hit me as hard as they really tried to, because spoiler alert, because this story is kind of funny to not tell. So Bradley Cooper gets out of rehab and he's back home, and Lady Gaga's fucking producer goes over to his house and just runs him down, just crashes him into the ground.
Jeez.
He's like, "Oh, you're the reason why she's not the best artist in the world. You're the reason why she's being held back, and why she's not, the best pop singer or whatever the fuck it was, the biggest star in the world. You're the reason because of that, and you fucked up her life, even though Bradley Cooper made her who she was." So it's like, okay, it's interesting. And then all of a sudden it's like Lady Gaga's playing a big show to kick off her tour. And she's like, oh, I got to go to the show. I'll see you there. And Bradley Cooper's like, yeah, I'll see you. And so she goes to the show. She's playing it. Bradley Cooper gets into his truck and he pops a bunch of pills. And he goes into his garage. And then that's the rest of what you see. She's playing her show. She's like, oh, is he here? Is he here? Nobody knows. And then she's playing her song, the one that's like the big song of the movie. And this is going to sound a little fucked up, but this is fucking hilarious. She's like, thank you so much. Give it up for my husband. And the whole crowd is going crazy. And then they just cut to the house. And it's just an outside like frame of the garage. And you just see him dangling from the garage because he hung himself with a belt in there. And right when I saw like his... give it up for my husband, and it cuts over super fast to just him, like, you can only see him through a small window, just hanging. I busted out laughing. I thought that was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Jesus.
I was laughing so hard. I felt bad, because if I was in theaters, I would have laughed the same way, just because of how shocking it was. Give it up for my husband, and it just switched, and he's just dangling in the garage. I thought that was the funniest shit I have ever seen in a drama movie like that. But that's just me watching a drama movie.
Totally.
I don't fucking fall for that. You're gonna cry at the end of this movie bit. Didn't make me cry. Not even close. Movies that do make me cry are usually war movies. Those ones usually get me. Like
Really?
Bradley Cooper's The American Sniper made me
American
cry
Sniper.
like a fucking baby. And I was in theaters when I saw that, and I was crying in theaters next to like 5 or 6. Like, theater was all dudes to begin with, just because it's a fucking war movie. Nobody wants to take their girlfriend to go see that. And so it's all dudes. And, ending credits roll. Nobody's crying yet. 10 seconds into the ending credits, the whole theater of dudes, everybody's crying. Everybody's brothers after movies like that. But, I mean, the ending of that movie caught me off guard so much. I fucking thought it was hilarious. But yeah, anyway, Sister's podcast. It's funny. Thought it was hilarious that she shit her pants. That's bold. I've been there.
Give him a listen.
I've been there.
Deer Feet.
Yep, Dear Feet
Available
podcast.
on podcast services near you.
I'm excited to hear episode 2. I didn't see Roma. I think that movie looks like a boring piece of shit.
It's subtitles. I can't do it.
And you guys know my standpoint on Black Panther as far as Best Picture award.
We know.
It's the best.
Don't get him started. Don't get him wound
Yeah, don't
up.
get
We're
him
already
started.
52 minutes in, and he has to talk about country artist of the decade because I know it's driving him crazy over there.
It really threw
The
a fucking
Spider-Man
wet
movie.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, apparently it's really, really, really good.
Have you
I'm
seen it?
excited. I haven't seen it
I've
yet.
heard a
I really
lot
wanna-
of
I really
great
want to
things
see
about
it.
it.
No, I saw clips. The animation turns me off.
The animation,
the
is not my
kinda-
favorite.
It doesn't look that good, but I heard that it's really good.
That's what I've heard, too.
I
It's
It's
wanna
like
see it.
it's like a weird
Maybe I'll
comic book.
overcome it.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
I
really picky about animation styles.
I
Me
will
too.
watch it, not in theaters, but I will watch it as soon as I have a chance.
Although, God, what is it? The main character's guts in that anime, I think.
The main character's named Guts?
Yeah, I think so.
No idea. I don't watch anime. I'm not a nerd.
Fucking.
I'm a fucking weeaboo.
yeah, you are.
Anyway, it's
That's where I draw the goddamn line.
Berserk. That's what it is. Berserk.
Okay.
Berserk's like second season that came out like years after the first season was in like a really weird like 3-day anime thing. And like I couldn't really get past the animation style for a while, but then I started watching anime because I really like Berserk, and I just was so into the story that I didn't really care. So I'm hoping that works. That ends up happening for that movie for me as well.
I just cannot do anime. There's no way.
No.
Can't do it. I just I don't know what it is, but I just have zero interest in it.
Yeah, totally.
You kind of have to.
I hear a lot of
it's
people
culture
talk
shock,
about
man.
it, and a lot of people talk to me about it, like I know about anime, and I'm just kind of like what Joe says. Shut up,
It's.
nerd.
I mean, I don't.
No, I'm
I don't
kidding.
watch
I
anime,
didn't
but
say
I do
that.
play a lot of Japanese video games, and it's the same fucking problem. Where like, a lot of the tropes, like if you're not used to them, you just can't get over them.
And the music drives me fucking insane.
You don't like J-pop?
It drives me insane. I can do a few songs. Like if I'm like letting somebody listen to something they want to listen to and they play
Yeah.
it, it's like, fine, you can listen to it.
Well, I grew up on like fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Well, see,
and
there you
shit,
go. There
so,
you go. Yeah, that's why.
And like
I was too busy losing brain cells to Ed, and Eddie, and fucking SpongeBob and shit.
Dragon Ball Z and Gundam and shit. So
Gundam was dope.
Do you know that Scooby Doo's official first name is Scoobert? All right, and we're 55 minutes in. Jason
I love
Aldean.
Scooby-Doo.
What are your thoughts on Jason Aldean, country music artist of the decade?
Yeah, here's my thoughts on that. It really shows you as to where country music is headed, you know? And hang on a second, I got to sit up for this.
Hold on, real quick. What's the story though? Before we put your opinions out, because I don't know anything about this.
So the story is country music of the decade,
Right.
or country artist of the decade.
Right.
And apparently, you know, he's been given the award for most entertaining country musician like 3 different times. But dude, country music right now is it's such a saturated
so
market.
if I can, the Academy of Country Music Awards has awarded Artist of the Decade for every decade since the 60s.
Yeah.
1960s, Marty Robbins. 1970s,
Wow, look at that. Marty Robbins and Jason Aldean in the same
I'm
fucking
getting there.
award.
1970s, Loretta Lynn.
Girth Brooks won
1980s, Alabama. 1990s, Garth Brooks. 2000s, George Strait.
Even
Yeah,
I've heard of
2000
Garth Brooks.
2010, Jason Aldean.
Yeah, you see, listen to the company he's with, and now you're throwing this big fucking dipshit in there with these, you know, these legends. You know, you can't do anybody like fucking dude.
We're recording again now.
Where did it? Oh wait,
It
we're
cut off
recording?
after I listed the
we're
winners,
recording?
and then you called them a dipshit and said, "Why couldn't it be someone like?" And then it cut. So
well,
who
you-
would you have given
Yeah.
it to?
Go
Well,
ahead.
there's Alan Jackson. There's so many new artists that next year's or sorry, next decade's artist better not be a pop country artist. And so I think Alan Jackson. There's Willie Nelson. There's Chris Christopherson. Those guys are all still out there playing, performing, going around everywhere, going around the world, playing music, and the same music that they've been playing. That's been legendary, that made them country music staples. And Jason Aldean is just some fucking dipshit with a southern draw who acts like he's like an outlaw country singer but makes terrible music. I'm sorry.
Made me
like
think of
you can
fucking-
you can look, here's my idea.
Oh my god, you say an outlaw country?
I know. Do you guys watch Archer? That's all I'm thinking about right now.
As soon as you said that, that's immediately what I thought of.
Woo! Outlaw country.
I mean, Joe read off the names. You got Marty Robbins, George Strait, fucking Girth Brooks. All those guys are, those are like some of my top favorites. And then you throw Jason Aldean into the mix, and it makes me angry. It makes me upset.
Apparently, the country music community is very mad that it was not Miranda Lambert.
Miranda Lambert, listen, I'm not a big country girl listener. I don't think country, they're not bad. It's just not my brand of country.
Was she on American Idol, or was it just Carrie Underwood who was on American Idol?
Carrie Underwear was on American Idol.
Okay.
But I don't listen to female country singers just because it's I don't know what it is. It's just I can't get into it. Not that I have nothing against them.
It's probably the tone.
Yeah,
of it.
the tone's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
It's just too
Like
too
high
loud
pitch and stuff,
But
yeah.
Miranda Lambert I think Miranda Lambert's she's incredible. She's got some good songs, and if it's on the radio, I'm not going to change it. But she's just not on my Spotify or anything like that. But she's a great artist. But here's my idea with this country artist and saturated market is country music has now become the clap beat, new style of hip hop. It's like hip hop country, and it drives me fucking insane. And Jason Aldean is a huge culprit of this.
Yeah.
Where you have a kick and a kick, snap, kick, snap, kick, snap. And all these country artists are using it. Thomas Rhett, Fucking, I can't even name most of these goofballs.
You're over my head, man.
But I don't listen to pop country. It's a thing. And do I have
Taylor
anything,
Swift invented it.
Do I have anything against...
Or Shania Twain, I suppose.
Do I have anything against pop country artists? No. They're doing their own music. They're doing their own brand. But pop country, I don't think deserves to be branded as country because it's pop music. It's just pop music. I think it should just be named not pop country, but pop. Because that's all they're doing. It's making pop music.
Well, you got the twang, and they're wearing cowboy hats.
So
It's like just because they're wearing a cowboy hat and they have a southern draw, it's, oh, this is a country artist. This is country music.
I think it can be pop country if it's a subgenre of pop rather than a subgenre of country.
Exactly. And I agree. That's what I'm trying to say. Just like that. But I don't think that pop country singers should be getting country music awards. Like Florida Georgia Line. Are you fucking... Have you guys ever heard those guys?
No, but I know what you mean.
If you listen to them, you guys would jump off my deck.
Yeah, no, I
that's
know
how I
what you
feel
mean.
about the Zach Brown
I mean,
band.
that's how I feel about any country music. But
Or Taylor Swift.
Zach Brown band's kind of... They're more...
Or like-
they're a band.
I should say 80%.
They're a band
I'm not
and they have a
completely
poppy
against
feel
country.
to them. I get
Yes,
what you're
they
saying.
do.
They're not like a country. They're not like, if you pull up a band from like Texas that has like 300 fucking listeners on Spotify, they're going to be like the most country of country artists. You got the Turnpike Troubadours are another band that are of a bluegrass country. I think it should be people in a band or like a solo performer who has a band, but he writes his own music and kind of like choreographs all of it. They should be the ones getting awards. It's kind of like when Chris Stapleton won all those awards because people were like, "Holy shit, this guy's making country music, and it's not a beat. This guy doesn't have a beat pad, and he's not wearing like a V-neck shirt and going out there and performing at Tacoma Dome without even touching a guitar." I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think if you're a country singer and you write your own music,
$300 acid wash jeans.
you should never take off your guitar. You should never take off your guitar, and you should always just fucking play the songs that you wrote, play the songs that you sing. That's what I think. But you see all these guys like, I see one pop country artist that I don't have a problem with and that I do listen to is Dierks Bentley. I think he's all right, but he's a pop country artist. But if I'm drinking and his music comes on, it's like cool, whatever. But it's like he performed at Tacoma and he played like 4 songs with his guitar and then took it off and then just sang with a microphone. I'm like, bad move. He's not a country singer. If you're in a country rock band, I understand because you're a singer, you're a lead singer.
Yeah.
But if you're playing the guitar, like Whiskey Meyer came here, and the lead singer changed his guitar 3 different times. He went from an acoustic guitar to a nylon string to an electric guitar to no guitar, and was just like fucking jamming out on stage. That's a whole different story because he's a lead singer of a country rock band that actually they rock hard. They're a hard rock and country band. And
I mean, that's not that uncommon either. Like, if one of your songs has a way different key, just switch the guitar instead of trying to tune your guitar.
Totally. But he's got like an awesome collection of guitars. He's playing it the whole show, and I don't have that's acceptable. If you're in a rock band and you take off your guitar for a few songs, he only played I think 2 or 3 songs with no guitar. And I'm sorry about my country music rant of the week, but this is just shit that I see.
OMW.
And shit that I notice. It's like all these guys who perform like their songs without an instrument, it blows my mind. Makes me think like, wow.
It's sort of the idea that awards for a certain genre should not be achievable by other genres.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
It'd be like if Baby Metal won an award for a metal genre.
Baby metal?
You don't know who Baby Metal is?
Can you give me an example of baby metal?
It's like a J-pop metal band.
J-pop metal, yeah.
Oh, wait, is the band called Baby Metal?
Yeah.
Yes. They dress like Japanese schoolgirls and play metal music.
Yeah.
Making this shit up.
It's the weirdest
That's
shit I've ever
hilarious.
seen in my life. We'll pull it up after the episode.
But like they shouldn't be winning awards that are similar to stuff that like Megadeth would win, you know?
Right. They definitely shouldn't get like metal artist of the year.
Yeah.
Because that would piss off a lot of people.
If
Yeah.
we're talking about metal for a second, can I change the topic?
Sure.
Have you guys seen these Anthem ads? So Anthem is a game where you're essentially a broke down Iron Man.
Right.
And they play a Black Sabbath song during the commercial, but it's not Iron Man. It's fucking Crazy
funny.
Train. And it's not really Crazy Train. It's like Crazy
Saturated
Train
Train.
with like an orchestral backing. So you kind of have to realize it's Crazy Train. And I'm like, wait. They're playing Sabbath, but not Iron Man in the game where you're basically Iron Man.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Was Iron Man too expensive?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
But also, I feel like Anthem is just it could have been a good game. It has a good core idea, but it was rushed
they just
out.
fucked it up.
It was rushed out. I think it was not in a state where BioWare wanted to release it, but they had to release it because of EA.
I mean, maybe this will be like a Mass Effect Andromeda situation where, like, a year from now, when it's $10 and they've released a ton of free content, it's way better.
It's definitely 1,000% gonna be that.
Yeah.
But going back, finishing up my rant
And I can't wait to play it in like 10 years.
in the country music world is Jason Aldean is a pop singer. He's not a country singer. Anybody that tries to convince me otherwise is going to have a really hard time because there's country bands, there's country singers. Garth Brooks is a country singer. He plays his own songs that he makes. He doesn't take his guitar off and just like prance around in the stage in expensive especially people like fucking Jason Aldean who wears shirts that are like 3 times smaller than he should be
It'd be
getting.
like if Adam Levine did a country song and then won an award for it.
That's my fucking point. That's exactly my point. There's like some fucking Twitch streamer who made a country song with Florida Georgia Line, and they're nominated for awards for like, the fucking country song of the whatever the fuck.
Well, I mean,
and
think
it's like,
that's
are
just
you fucking kidding me?
the AMAs or whatever, American.
And now I have
Music-
to hear it
Country
every
Music
time I go into
Academy.
work, and it drives me
CMAs,
nuts.
I guess.
And you guys have probably heard the song because it's being played on every radio station.
I don't listen. I
because
listen to
guess what?
NPR, man, because
Music.
I'm a hipster.
I don't listen to radio stations.
I only
just
listen to NPR, yeah.
my own music on my,
Well, that's true
personalized
because
systems.
you don't drive, and he listens to NPR.
Or when I'm on the train, I listen to podcasts.
Even if I did drive, I would just plug my phone into the fucking car.
Well, I don't.
Yeah,
my
but-
car's too old for that fancy shit, man. I can like put it in a cup holder as like a broke down speaker.
You don't even
but
have an
it doesn't
audio
work.
cord? Fucking
No, there's
plug
no aux hole or Bluetooth.
Dude, how old is your phone?
it's an
your fucking
05.
car?
It's old.
Oh.
Are you sure
05,
it's not
yeah.
a 1999?
No, it's an 05, man. It doesn't even have a TPMS. That's how I got a flat tire without noticing it.
Are you sure it doesn't have a fucking like tape fucking?
It has a
cassette
CD.
player
It has
in
a
there?
CD player.
It is a cassette player. In
No, it doesn't
But
have a
then,
cassette
you get these guys, and the reason why they're seen as country singers is because of all the name drops that they do.
and they wear the cowboy hat.
And they wear the cowboy hat.
and they
you
record
know,
their music in Nashville.
And,
so it's
and
like
Dave.
bark, bark, bark.
Oh,
Weekly
woof.
dog.
Bark, bark,
weekly
bark.
fucking dog interruption.
I mean,
Who
we're
let
at
the
like an hour
dogs out?
10. I think we can just rap.
I'm not
Who
ready
let
to
the
rap.
dogs out? Bark, bark, bark,
I'm not
bark,
ready
bark.
to rap. I'm still talking about this goddamn country music.
This is still on this? I gotta pee.
Because they wear the hat, they wear the jeans, they wear the boots, and then they play their song, or they write their fucking 8 different people write their songs for them, and then it's like Jason Aldean is like,
my God.
I drink Jack Daniels
like-
and I listen to Johnny Cash. I'm from fucking Tennessee.
It's
You're
like,
like,
the
dude, you
people who
fucking
think
suck.
that goth is a fashion, and they dress like goth, but then they don't listen to the music and they're not into the culture.
Yeah, like hipster black metal fans,
Yeah.
like fucking douchebags who wear Burzum shirts but don't haven't ever heard one of his songs, or like don't even know who Burzum is.
Yeah.
Or like The Story, or people who
Or-
wear
or
those,
like-
who wear the shirts that like the band.
Yeah.
Like the band name looks like a big bundle of
Or like
sticks.
or like the one pop star who wore a Slayer shirt.
Oh yeah, no, she was a Kardashian.
Oh yeah.
She wore the Slayer shirt, and then the guitarist wore the Kill the Kardashian shirt. Yeah, I actually bought one of those shirts. I was just really disappointed at how shitty the quality was because it
yeah.
like tore like 3 times after wearing it.
Damn.
So I was like, well, it's a great shirt. I wore it when I went to go see Slayer, and he was wearing it. He was wearing his Kill the Kardashian shirt, and just about everybody else in the crowd was wearing it because fuck the Kardashians.
Yep. My turn.
You don't have to announce it.
Bathroom breaks. But
Yeah, that's fair. I did.
yeah, everybody knows I'm upset about this country artist of the decade bullshit. And I think that the pop country is going to just end up becoming a subgenre of pop and just kind of like be gone from country music. But it's just like now it's a market where like Katy Perry could come out and make a country song and it would win an award. It's like the country music market is like that right now. And it sucks because there's a lot of bands out there that deserve the credit but don't get any credit because they're an actual band and they're playing fucking good music.
They're not a pop star in a cowboy hat with a twang.
Yeah,
Recording in Nashville, because that's all it takes, man.
That's all it is. If you reference Nashville or Johnny Cash or Jack Daniels, you're a country singer now.
So Kesha's a country singer then?
Well, she tried to make that bullshit
Because I brushed my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Timber song, which
When
was
I'm out
like,
for the night, I ain't coming back.
it's like, I just can't stand it. The name drops are fucking dumb. It's like, dude, this isn't hip hop. Like, you're not going to get like a band that, I mean, if you're making a song that's like talking about like your nostalgia and you're growing up and what you're listening to, it's a whole different story. But in every single song, you're just like, Jack Daniels, fucking listening to Johnny Cash. My big old truck's got a lot of fucking gas and I got a big muffler and I wear these skin tight jeans and look like a fucking dipshit. End of rant. End of rant. And into my next point. There's a country singer who just had like a ginormous heart surgery and is coming back.
I'm sorry. I totally was thinking you were gonna say ginormous dong.
He had a big heart surgery that essentially could have killed him or fixed him. And he's fixed. He's on tour. He's going on a world tour right now. And he's coming to Seattle, April 28th at the Tractor Tavern for $15. If there's a country singer that you should see for $15, it's Charlie Crockett. Because he's coming into town and he's got terrific music. And his style of country music is not it's not like your Texas country music. It's more of like your Midwest country. So it's like Nashville or Tennessee, something that's kind of like that. Nice bluesy kind of country. And he does it really well. He's coming here. I'm going to go see him. And it's going to be a fucking blast. I love his music. I just really got into him in the last couple of weeks. But really, check him out. He just put out 2 new songs on Spotify. I'll share his most popular song, Jamestown Ferry, on the Facebook, just because he's our artist of the week that we're talking about. But, I mean, one thing that I'm going to suggest to you guys is start bringing in some artists of the week so that we can talk about other music.
Artist of the week.
Artist of the week. Other music, because it doesn't have to be country music every time. But I have new artists like every week. I listen to new artists every single week. But he's terrific. I'll share the link and get you guys into that and check him out. He's really good. Also check out the Deer Feet sisters. Deerfoot.
I believe it's Deer Feet.
Deer Feet. The Does.
Getting to know the Does.
Get to know the Does. I
their
saw
first
that on the
episode,
website.
though.
Cracked me the fuck up.
I got to give them a hard time because they're like, oh, man, this is a lot harder than you made it seem. I'm like, it's not hard for me because I know this shit, man.
Oh, God,
like, can't you just do it for me? I'm like, I mean, if you pay me, I'm going to maintain your web presence and my own web presence. Get out of here. All right. Are we ready to wrap? Christian looks like he's melting over there. He's lost it. Oh, there goes the dogs again. All right, fuck it, we're wrapping. It's time for the plugs.
Plug them up.
Our website's beefyboys.com. New episodes live every Monday. Big Beef Monday or whatever the hell we call it. I think we just call it New Episode Monday. Yeah.
Buy your dog a shirt.
Rate us on iTunes. Find us on YouTube. I've started... Let me know if you like the new format or the old format, because I connected YouTube to our podcast provider, so they do the uploading for me, and it definitely saves time and memory on my computer, but it just looks kind of weird. So let me know, and we will start recording shit now that we finally figured out how to use our camera as of 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Merch store is cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1. Buy your dog a t-shirt.
Buy your dog a t-shirt. Buy me a t-shirt.
Twitter @beefy_boys. So Christian will respond to you. He always does. Instagram's at Beefy Boys Bud Club and Facebook.com/Beefy Boys.
I'm sorry if the
Interact with our
Instagram
community.
and the Facebook have been sloughing on posts. It's hard for me to keep up with Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
I mean, honestly, we don't have to talk about this on air, but I feel like Twitter should be the main focus because, like, Facebook posts are very much limited by how much money we're willing to pay Facebook. Like, it doesn't matter if people like the page or subscribe, and even if you share the posts, like, they're not going to show it to everyone on your friends list unless you give them money. They're very upfront about that. So
yeah, $15 to boost your page.
I know.
Hey, go fuck yourself, Facebook.
yeah, boosted. It could see all these people. I'm like, I posted this. Those are my friends. What are you doing? Oh well. So yeah, Twitter is much more open.
And Twitter's always popping off. I'm always yapping at the gums on Twitter.
I know. Every time you tweet something, I see like, oh, we got another follower on Twitter. Oh, we got another follower on Twitter. He must be hashtagging this shit to crazy because it's always like, I Heart Podcasts followed you or whatever.
I
It's
always
like,
forget. I always
okay.
forget the hashtag.
You gotta get better
But
at that shit, man.
I've been remembering it. But everybody, thank you for joining in. 20th episode is, I'm very happy that we've got 20 episodes in. I'm looking forward to another 200.
Yeah.
2,000.
2,000.
Welcome to episode 4,000
2,000 episodes if we did one a week, would be 50 years. Or that would be 2,500. It would be 40
again,
years.
we're also going to get to a point where we can record multiple times in a week.
That's true.
Because I'm not going to be closing anymore like a fucking bum. So here we go, folks. Thank you so much for joining in, having fun. I'm hungover and sick. So everybody have a good day. I'm out.
Peace.
So